Welcome to Trestle Times Talks, the voice of Franklin, New Hampshire. This is brought to you by the Franklin Communications Group, which is a nonpartisan, volunteer-powered network bringing local news and community stories to your ears. Subscribe to stay informed, share to keep your neighbors in the know, and if you've got news to share, the contact details are in the show notes. Now, here's what's happening in Franklin. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the show. I hope you all had a wonderful Mother's Day. I am Erica, one of the producers and interviewers for the Franklin Communications Group, and this is Randy.
Hello, Erica.
Hi, Randy.
Hi, and thank you so much for the incredible support on episode 1 by everybody out in the audience. We had a lot of views and truly appreciate every one of you for tuning in, sharing, and being part of the conversation. For our very first episode, we feel we covered the topic pretty well. We have a corrections corner here quickly we'd like to use when each podcast, if it becomes necessary. And we would like to reflect and respond to feedback, especially in episode 1. We'll sit down with the Franklin City Manager, and we did receive some questions about the ethics of that interview setup. We did this already. After reviewing the city code, I didn't find anything that indicated it was unethical, but the feedback did spark a valuable conversation about the difference between ethics and morals. We will explore ethics and morals in a future episode. We'd like to say in response to that issue that anyone who comes on our podcast is supported on either side. This is a nonpartisan organization, and there is nothing in terms of monetary support or any kind of bartering issue going on. So there is no way it could be an ethical issue. Morals usually involve with people and how they live their lives, and we are trying to work with that the best. So next time we will explore, or at a later date, we will explore ethics and morals coming up. Thank you.
And for our community happenings, recently, for Mother's Day, our very own Tarbing Gardens had a spring pop-up showcasing all the new growth and seasonal beauty they have on their acreage. I unfortunately was not able to attend, but I'm very excited to visit soon this summer, and maybe even invite them on as a guest in a future episode. Randy, what other exciting things do we have coming up?
Well, we seem to have a couple of good things coming up. The original Community Day had gotten rained out, so they rescheduled it for the 14th of June. It also happens to be the day of the Winnie River celebration, so they're combining those two together. So you can go from one end of town to the other and see what's happening. Excellent. And the event is shaping up to be really something special with activities for every age group, and so we invite you to come out. Erica, what do you think? What are some of those activities they might be doing?
So I believe, looking at online, they're going to have a parade down Main Street starting at 10 a.m. There'll be kayaking on the river for Winnie River Days. There'll be the bungee jumping. We're going to have food trucks and local vendors. I don't know about you, but I love a good food truck.
Yeah, but are you going to try the bungee jumping?
We'll see.
Are you sure? You like to ride what is it, motorcycles?
I do, yeah.
So that's not too much more extreme than that.
You're right. It's not that extreme.
Okay.
If you hold my dog, I will do the bungee jump.
You've got a lovely dog. I'd love to hold your dog so you could do your bungee jump.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So what else do we got?
So we're gonna have tables showcasing local businesses and services. We're gonna have a table, at least you told me.
Yes, we're going to have a table. We're going to put a podcast up, and we're going to invite people to come by and answer questions and be on the podcast. Hopefully, somebody will want to do that. And we hope there'll be a lot of people that will be there for the family fun.
Excellent. And I will also be there as my realtor presence. Aside from volunteering, I have a business as a realtor. So if you have a business in town or you do a side hustle, bring your cards and I'll bring mine. I'd love to network and connect and collaborate and learn what you're working on.
So we encourage all of our residents to bring the family and friends to these events. There's another event coming up that we want to talk about. The Franklin High School Spring Musical is happening on Tuesday, June 22nd.
Nice.
It's called The Lightning Thief. It has to do with Percy Jackson, which almost everybody's seen a movie like that.
Except you.
No, I've actually seen the movies. I haven't read the books, though. I didn't
Okay.
even know the books were out. So Thursday, Fridays, and Saturday at 7:30 p.m., you can go to the high school, and they're going to present it there. On Sunday or Saturday, too, you can also join. Oh, so it's 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There we go, at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. if you want to move the matinee. So if you need your tickets, where would they go? Let Eric answer that tough one.
The Opera House.
The
You can
Opera
get your
House.
tickets.
The Franklin Opera House website?
Yes.
Is that what you're talking
You
about?
got the lines backwards. I was supposed to ask you, so I didn't know the answer. But thank
Oh,
you.
see.
He's
faked me
trying to
out.
trip me up.
Oh, well, not really. I just wanted to see if she's listening. Okay, so on with the show.
Yes. So today's topic, which we actually recorded last week, it's audio only, but I have presented some pictures. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Randy, tell us what this week's episode is about and who our guest is.
Sure. Jim Jones is our guest. He is working, trying to put together a plan to get a makerspace in Franklin over at the Armory.
So let's get into it.
Okay, thank you. This is Jim Jones. I'm Randy Kovach. We're putting together a podcast dealing with the Franklin Makerspace. Thank you. I couldn't think of it here today. And what is the Franklin Makerspace, Jim? What can you tell me?
Franklin Makerspace is different things to different people, but primarily it's a place to network, surround yourself with other makers, learn new trades, learn new creativity, outlets for your creativity. It can be anything from wood shop to metal shop to fiber arts, 3D printing, glow forges, etching. The idea is to capture youth, both school age and recently graduated youth, who might not have a direction, and help them find a direction, maybe in the trades, maybe in a craft.
So basically what you're telling me is you want to have a place where people can make things. Is that correct?
That would do it.
So
Short answer.
In this environment, you'd create different sections with lathes and different kind of tools.
That's correct.
And from there, so give me why you originally started this whole concept in the first place. What's your background that would want you to do this?
Well, I was a home builder for many years. I also did sales. At about age 50, I took some career assessment things, trying to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up. And they all told me that I should have been a teacher. I had about 35, 40 years of coaching experience, and I suppose that led the assessments to say teacher. When I was younger, I couldn't afford to have been a teacher. And so here was a way where I could share my skills, both for furniture making, as well as, if you wanted to build a shed, we'll help you build a shed or a picnic table. If you have an idea, if you can dream it, we can make it.
So, again, let's look at that. How did that work? You would have people come in. I guess they could pay a fee, or the students could come in from school and design something, and you would lead them through, or a particular expertise in one of the different areas might lead it?
Well, there's several ways. Mm-hmm. Students and even, returning veterans and elderly folk can attend a class. We put classes on different things, whether it be woodworking, 3D printing, fiber arts is becoming big now. And you can attend a class to learn the skills, and then have a place where you can go and practice that by becoming a member. Mm-hmm. You can become a member just for a month, or you can come for 3 months, 6 months, a year. Membership ultimately will drive the makerspace and make it a viable business.
In particular, what they want to do, the kind of things they want to make.
Or learn new things.
Or learn new things.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, in this history of yours, you decided that this would be a good thing, partly because you'd want to teach people, correct?
Yep.
And so with that background, give me an example of somebody that might do this for me. Let's say, go ahead.
Well, I did 2 after-school programs over at the middle school for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. The first one, I was learning, and
Sure.
so I really wanted them to be artistic, draw on their artistic juices. And so we made a multitude of different projects, from bookcases to little jewelry boxes. We made some really nice cutting boards. Some stuff painted, some stuff stained, but we really let the creative juices flow. We had 8 kids there with 2 of us guiding them. The second one, we got into it a little deeper. We made less different items, but we got into a deeper thing. Instead of making we made a more difficult cutting board. I just
Okay,
lost
sure.
the term in my head here.
That's all right.
I would love to, selfishly, I would love to downsize my home. I'm not ready to give up my wood shop, but I
Yeah.
would be happy to donate all my tools to a makerspace and go and show people how to use them.
And use it whenever you want to,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So it would be a nonprofit, and basically wouldn't really need an executive, account executive or anybody to run it. You just need a bunch of people to work together to coordinate to be there at a particular time so that people could enjoy the use of it.
Well, we've spent a lot of time looking and putting together a pro forma and a business plan. And we've learned from other maker spaces that have been successful. And I think we're going to do things just a little bit different. I think initially we need to identify about 7 crafters that are willing to, for a serious break on rent, like $5 a square foot, which is unheard of right now. Give them a 10 by 10, 10 by 20, 20 by 20, whatever they need for a space, at $5 a square foot, as long as they're willing to commit to being there one day from 9 to 5. This eliminates paying someone to open the doors and close the doors. All the crafters, all the makers will have a space within the makerspace where they can show and sell their wares. So if someone walks in and says, "Oh, I really like that pink elephant. Can you make that in purple?" Well, the person's there and they says, "Well, that's not my craft, but she's in on Wednesday, and I'm sure she'd be happy to either show you how to make it, take a class,
Which is the idea.
show you how to take a class, or make it for you." That's the idea.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Okay, that's it for the.
Good afternoon, Jim.
Hey there.
Hi, I'm Erica Bruce. I'm curious about where you're looking to put this possible space.
Fortunately, we've been looking now for almost 4 years. Originally we were looking for a space in downtown Franklin. When the Stevens Mill was being renovated and before they put stuff into the commercial end, Kettlehead, etc., we looked at that space. They wanted $12 a square foot, and it was just beyond our means. Beautiful space, tall ceilings, would have served us well. We've looked at several other spaces. We've looked at property and the possibility of building one. And working with Neil Cannon, who was instrumental in the Lebanon makerspace getting up and running, he suggested that in Lebanon they found a piece of city property. They turned it over to the makerspace. Now the makerspace owned that piece of property. They could go and get grant money to do the repairs that needed to be done and to fit it out with the machinery that they didn't have. Right now we have a 40-foot Connex box with almost a full wood shop. We bought the Connex box with the idea of wherever we go, we might need wood storage at some point, and we'll use that as wood storage. So we invested in ourselves. We bought some equipment on auctions when we saw the right piece. Ideally, the spot we're looking at, and I really can't divulge it yet because I haven't broached the councils about it, but there is a parcel that's owned by the city that is high visibility. 1 million people are going to be walking by it, driving by it every day. Prominent spot in the downtown area. And like I said, talking with Neil, he thought that would be the best possible scenario.
It does sound like a good solution to both take over a space that's not being used
Correct.
and to provide it for people that need the space. About how large of a space are you envisioning?
In a perfect world, between 8 and 10,000 square feet. And if the possibility exists where it has tall ceilings, the ability to put a mezzanine in and put crafters up top, all they need is a little 10 by 10, table and some shelving with their equipment. If we can put that up top, then we can put the hard stuff, the heavy stuff, wood shop, metal shop stuff on the first floor. And 8 or 10,000 square feet would be ideal.
Interesting. So do you have crafters that you are already in contact with that are looking forward to moving forward with you in this project?
We have talked to a number of crafters, some that are on board but are locked into leases, but still are going to give us a day just so they can show their wares. We've talked to food truck vendors. We hope to have a commercial kitchen. There are a multitude of people who love to bake. And in New Hampshire, you can't bake something at home and then sell it in a retail store or
That's correct.
cafe.
Yeah.
So if we can provide that, there's, again, individuals that could start a business for themselves. We also work closely with the SBA, UNH Cooperative Extension, SCORE, so we not only have the ability to teach you the skills, but also to work with you to make sure that you're a successful business. Whether you be a sign maker or a pastry maker, if you can dream it, we can find a way to make it happen for you.
I think this is great too because I'm seeing a lot of crafts become less and less common. Craftsmen and craft builders, makers are a lot less common, and it provides a modern solution to like an apprenticeship type of situation. It sounds really wonderful. If someone hasn't heard about this, right, and they have more questions, or if they want to reach out, if they have crafts that they would want to, or maybe some people that have already downsized and have things that they could donate or whatever, how would someone get in touch with you?
Our phone number is available on the website. They can always reach out to us by email through the website. I do have to tell you that our website is a little bit out of date because we were predicating everything on being partnered with the Easter Seals Project, the Veterans Project, and now that that's not going to happen, we haven't revisited our website until we know where we're going to be. I would love to go to Community Day with a sign showing the new location and when we think we're going to be open, and revitalize the interest that we've had. Over the past 2 years, at Community Day, we took over the cottage and we brought crafts in, bike repair. We have the rail trails right here. In a perfect world, we would have bike repair in the makerspace, maybe even rent out bikes or e-bikes, and maybe even sell them.
Anything's
Again,
possible, right? Once you have the
revenue
space.
generators.
So what is your website for those of us that are only listening?
Franklin Makerspace.
Okay, and I think anyone else could also find that in the notes section of the podcast episode.
Yep.
Well, it was very cool to get a first view and learn about the makerspace, and I look forward to seeing it evolve into an actual functioning makerspace in our community.
It's exciting, isn't it?
It kind of is, yeah.
Reach out and help those that are in paycheck to paycheck jobs, returning veterans. If we can get them back into the workforce, whether it be learning a new trade or drawing on what they already know, having them share with the other makers. Crafting is a lonely thing, but when you put crafters together and the juices start flowing, people get invigorated, have new ideas, and try new things.
Awesome. Very exciting. Very nice to meet you today. Thank you.
You as well. Thanks a bunch.
Thanks for tuning in to the Trestle Times Talks from the Franklin Communications Group. Like, subscribe, and share to support local voices. And if there's news we should cover, our contact info is in the notes. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and stay Franklin strong.